Ladies and gentlemen, I am abiding by YouTube policies. I'm going to read you reputable sources. New York Post. Joe Biden inadvertently helped Hunter pay Russia-linked escorts. Okay, that's the New York Post. And today it's in the news. Grassley and Johnson say DOJ must investigate Joe Biden's fundings of Hunter's participation in escort ring tied to Moscow. Now, that's in the Washington Examiner today. Jerry Dunleavy, Justice Department reporter, July 7th, 2022. There's a New York Post article. Joe inadvertently helped Hunter pay for the services. And then these are the same people who are like, Trump, the immorality has crept into the Oval Office. Ma! Meanwhile, you have Bill saying, hold my beer. Anyway, now you have Washington Times, Hunter Biden's frolics with Russian-linked, paid for by Joe. That's the Washington Times. And Daily Mail, June 23rd, Joe Biden may have accidentally paid for Hunter's romantic activities. One worker linked to the country now being sanctioned by good, morally superior, wonderful Cold Warriors in the Democratic Party. $25,000 after a night at a hotel on an account linked to Joe. Reveals laptop. Text messages and receipts show that Hunter may have accidentally spent his father's money on those services in 2018, reports the New York Post. Then he got into an argument. He spent a number of nights, May 28th, with a person and owed her $8,000, according to the report. Transactions, though he failed, stated going through. Receipts on his laptop obtained by the Post show, however, that transactions he thought had failed started going through, leading to overcharges of $25,000. This is like, who paid for those services with a personal check? The former mayor of Cincinnati and Jerry Springer. I believe it was Jerry Springer. Don't quote me. But just another day in the Democratic Party, the people pontificating about morality. And about how much they love feminism and everything. I guess maybe that's nothing to do with it. Anyway, Trump is the bad person, though. Trump is the horrible human being. Meanwhile, Hunter is linked to more than $25,000 for payments. The problem, however, here, he managed to do so thanks to Joe committing him $100,000. Hunter spent $30,000 on these services, linked to a .ru Russian email address, exclusive model agency. Okay, so that's the Washington Examiner. I read the Daily Mail. There's a New York Post, Washington Times article. You better believe it's not going to be front and center in the Washington Post or the New York Times or the Atlantic or Mother Jones or The Nation or the New Yorker, New York Magazine, Rolling Stone, Vanity Fair, Esquire. They will not touch this story, because they essentially work for the Democratic Party. There used to be a time about 10, 15, 20 years ago, you could read an article in Rolling Stone or The Atlantic or Esquire, Vanity Fair. I mean, you could, Christopher Hitchens, for example, one of my literary heroes and a just amazing philosophical, paradigm-changing individual. Christopher Hitchens, you couldn't really paint him. Like George Orwell, you can't really paint them left or right. Or you can't pin them into one, because they just looked at the world from logic, reason, a rational viewpoint. Okay? And so that is what a human being should be. Somebody who, if they see something that perhaps correlates to a conservative perspective, or if they see something that correlates to a liberal perspective, they should gravitate towards truth, not towards party allegiance. like the vote blue no matter who people, who didn't care that Bernie Sanders was cheated and who didn't care that Trump was set up and framed by the same people who cheated Bernie Sanders. Then they complain about the Supreme Court when they're so utterly corrupt they didn't even have a functioning primary. And so Joe's going to get impeached from all of this. Okay, you can't have this going on. I mean, that's not even the tip of the iceberg. We're not even getting to that's just the tip of the iceberg. Sorry, we're not even getting to the pay-to-play schemes and the contracts between wealthy individuals, corporations around the world who gained access to the United States government through Hunter. Okay, people gave to the foundation, for example, so that President Obama wouldn't veto the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity, eventually owned by, at one point 20%, eventually owned by, guess who? The same people we're sanctioning now. And so Joe's going to get impeached. Like, the thing is, there's a really wonderful interaction between this intelligence official and a really awesome YouTuber, and he's a businessman, Patrick Bet-David. Okay, Valuetainment. He's fantastic. And he has an interaction with like this Central Intelligence agent / Democrat who sees the world in just two ways: people who like Trump and people who don't like Trump, or he sees Trump only as the embodiment of corruption and evil. And Patrick Bet-David was saying, hey, look, you know what? You can disagree with his personality, but you can say, oh, the man did good things for the country. First president to step foot in North Korea and to try to begin détente between North and South Korea. First president to allocate more funding to historically black colleges and universities than any president ever. Trump was. Made the funding permanent. We had record low black and Latino unemployment, record low unemployment, GDP growth, real wages were up. He was able to impose tariffs on China, for example. He negotiated the Doha agreement that Biden completely botched. He did more good for the country than any of his tweets did harm. And so this guy, this intelligence officer, was, we don't have a functioning country, and Trump is the end of our democracy. It's like, no, Trump is literally the epitome of democracy. If you have half the electorate that wants somebody, intel agents, media, billionaires, other billionaires, Hollywood, all of the top echelon of society don't want, but the average person wants, he's literally Trump, the epitome of democracy. But anyway, hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe to the Nuclear Confrontation and Stock Market Crash channel. I have a very important segment on North Korea and the statements they've made threatening a nuclear annihilation of South Korea. Really terrible and frightening. And again, that channel, the Stock Market Crash channel, and the Nuclear Confrontation and Stock Market Crash channel, I set that up because I'm against nuclear war. Not for it, against it. That's why I talk about what most people are not talking about on that channel now. So I predicted the stock market crash that we're seeing, the devastating economy. Go to the description section below in the pinned comment. You will see all the segments I did in September of 2021, and I was published in the Federalist in October of 2021. I said Democrats are pushing us towards a stock market crash, and we've seen that. Now I added a little other element to it, the nuclear proliferation part, and I'm talking about the devastation that could take place, the end of the world, basically, with nuclear proliferation and, God forbid, nuclear annihilation. So the segment on North Korea is below in the pinned comment. Also, I will do a segment on the oil prices 150, Bitcoin 10K recession channel. Oil prices will go back up. They're slowly going back up, and unfortunately, they're going to break all-time highs. I will have called that also. Ladies and gentlemen, Hunter is going to lead to Joe's impeachment. The difference between Trump's impeachment is that they impeached Trump on an ellipsis, And the president of that country literally stated, no, Trump never pressured him. With Biden, there's emails, voicemails. He's paying, workers to do a certain service, and that's the least of their worries. There's enough incriminating data, evidence, money flow, business transactions, 150 banking transactions that were deemed suspicious. I mean, it's game over politically. So they're going to try desperately to stop Trump in 2024. It ain't going to work. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel. I might do a live stream. I might not, but be here in about 2 hours, people. Thank you.